Afternoon everybody, I'm going to do a video revolving around NinjaTrader. Open a new pound dollar chart, so obviously you click on the pound dollar from the currency list that you've imported, select the new chart and it highlights all the information here on the left now to the edit. Now personally I would set this straight off the bat to a 240-minute chart. Choose how many days data you want to load or how many bars you want to load. I have a preference for bars rather than days, so I'll set that to 500 bars. The template, this is just where you can put in your own custom time session templates. Nothing too fancy, but if you want the bar to start at 2, at the 2 and 6 and 10 times, then you would need to scroll down to the entry that says FX, not the Forex one, but the FX entry, and then click OK, and there's your chart. If we maximise the chart on the screen, that's the basic chart as it loads up. There's a few things you can do from here. I'll show you what I do personally to get the chart looking how I wanted it to look. I'd first of all right click on the chart and then move down to properties. This will become evident in a little while why I'm doing this. If you change the right side margin to 30 and then right click again, and then if you go to data series, you can change, if you want the vertical lines, the session breaks, you can leave them on. Personally I don't like them on, so under the visual box there's an area that says session break line. We click on that and change the colour to transparent, and that just basically gets rid of the vertical session break lines for me. You can test whether you've set up the session template properly, so you get the correct times that we need, or that you want rather. If you pull down your middle mouse button, the scroll wheel, over one of the bars, it'll bring up the data box, and there you can see it tells you the day, time, open, high, low, close, and the volume of that particular bar. So the time on that bar is a 2 o'clock finish. If we go over to this live bar, it's currently 2:15 PM UK time. So this bar here is the bar that opens at 2 and closes at 6. So you can see that the times of the bars match with what TradeStation shows, if that's what you want them to match up with. So back to the chart, we've got a basic chart set up there. I would advise, this is your 240 chart, so first thing to do, right click, go down to templates and save as, and you can save it as anything you want. We put it as 240, click OK. So anytime you load a new chart up, which we'll do shortly, I'll show you what you can do. You can choose a template and it loads this up straight away. We now want to obviously open an 89 tick chart. The other way of doing it, rather than opening a separate chart, will be to just go to the top here, see all the different time frames. You wanted a 2-minute, 3-minute chart. They're presets. You just click that and it would obviously change the chart. The only other way of doing it would be right clicking on the window in your data box and changing this here at the period where it says type. You change that to tick and then to 89 as your value. Again, that's a bit of a long-winded way of doing it. I'll go through a quick way of doing it now. So you've got your 240-minute chart open. Want to open a new window, a new chart window. So if you've not got the shortcut on the Control N, basically all you do is go to your Control Center window, onto File, Workspace, New, sorry, and then onto Chart, and that opens up this window again. So we're opening the 89 tick chart, sorry, for the pound. So we click on that, click on New. Now here, when we save the chart template previously, we can actually select this from here. We saved it as 240. So if we click on 240 and then just change the period type to tick and the value to 89 if that's the particular chart you want. If not, you can change it to whatever you would prefer. Select OK, and you can see it loads up another chart there, which is the 89 tick chart, which you can see. My personal preference is to change this to bars. I would personally change the colours of them, but just for the sake of this, we'll leave it as it is. The next thing that I would do in an 89 tick chart would be to right click and then select the indicators, scroll down to my tick counter and change the display position there. If you change that to float with price, it goes straight next to the actual price on the right hand axis, and this is where, when I change the right margin, this is why I changed it, so that price would fit in. And there you can see the tick countdown is now on the chart. So we scroll out. The other thing I would do would be to add a current day's open, high, low, close, open, high, low indicator. So again, right click on the chart, onto indicators, select that and then select new. The only other amendments that I would make, that I found from experience, are the plot lines here. On the tick chart, I don't necessarily want to see an open line on a tick chart. So what I would do is change the colour to transparent so that that would not show, and then I change the high and the low slightly, so I want them both red. So we just quickly change that to red. The dash style will be left as dash, and the plot style I would change to a hash, and this is simply so I don't have lines all over the chart. It's just, it marks it from the high of the day rather than from the high of all of the days, and then traces the lines all the way down the chart. That's the only reason I change it to that. Do the same here for the low, and then we'll click apply, and you can see the lines are just on the highs and the lows rather than tracing down as it would do if it was just a different setting, or the standard custom setting. So that's how basically I would have my tick chart set up. So all I would do, same as we did for the 240, I would right click on it, go down to templates, save as, and then just save this as tick. So every time I load a chart up, I can just go straight to the template rather than messing around doing that. That's the long-winded way that you set it up, or that I would set it up to start with. Next thing, the obvious thing to notice is there's no tabbed browsing or tabbed charts in NinjaTrader like there is in TradeStation. So all the windows that are open are at the bottom in your taskbar, like open windows in Explorer or Control Panel, etc. You can program to have them all side by side. Simply, all you would do is right click on the taskbar at the bottom and then tile windows vertically. So if you've only got two windows open, it would automatically tile them in that way so they fit across the screen. If you had another two charts open, I would tile the windows horizontally, and it would tile them correctly as you would see them if you were looking at fill screen, for example. But that's how I set my charts up. I don't actually switch between a 240 and 89 tick chart. I've had them set up like this previously using NinjaTrader, so they are side by side and they're easy to visualize and see. The only thing that I couldn't find with NinjaTrader was a weekly open, high and low indicator to load onto the 240 chart. That's the only thing I couldn't see. Now whether someone has programmed one of them or can program one, I don't know. I can't. I'm useless at that sort of stuff, so I really can't do that. But that's what's missing from the 240 chart, which is a pain in the backside if I'm being honest. But again, that's